lining them up and slaying the unicorns. Let me hear you guys make the noise. And let me hear you make some noise.
This is Ulrich with the TranceFamily set, and obviously we have the biggest legend here of the night, Markus Schulz. Thanks again for taking the time to be with us for a few minutes.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So tell us just a little bit about yourself, getting into music. When did it start?
Wow. Well, you know, my father was a musician, and then he was also a DJ, so it's kind of in my blood. But it all started for me. I started as a breakdancer, and then I was the one that was making the mixes for the mixtapes for my crew for our competitions, for our battles. And then from there I actually started DJing. I DJed at some breakdance parties, and then I started DJing in clubs, and then it just kind of evolved into the rave scene and into where we are now. But the one interesting thing that I find is, you know, I started off as a dancer, not as a DJ. You know, I came from the other side of the booth, and whenever I'm DJing, especially my long sets, you know, a lot of it is improvised, all of it is improvised, and it's just, what do I want to hear as a dancer, you know, at this time? So that's kind of like my philosophy when I'm DJing.
Nice. Well, there's many of those newcomers here coming tonight. A lot, maybe their first time, a lot of them are veterans. What would you say is the difference between the two?
Between the newcomers and the veterans? Well, you know, there's a new generation that's, you know, new energy, new ideas. Like a lot of the producers that are coming up have different ideas, and everything is just kind of like, you know, turned upside down right now. But it's really exciting because you know, the scene was getting kind of tired there for a while. It was the same people, the same DJs at all the events, and you know, just having some new blood, I think, is quite exciting. So I'm happy. You know, at the way the scene is right now, everything's really exciting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to watching all the newcomers become veterans.
So you have a huge job in finding new music. You know, you go through it probably every week. How many tracks? How do you go through finding someone that you think is unique?
Well, you know, I think it's just, you just know it. It's hard to describe, but when you hear something that you just know it, you have this feeling, and then when you you know, when you keep an eye out, when you start paying attention to those DJs or producers that make those tracks that are like, wow, you know, then you tend to start to build a relationship with them, communicating with them, and that's really like that's how Coma started. You know, the first time I heard a Coma production, I was like, wait a minute, this is something totally different. You know, he's got these like proper housey techno like grooves, but something that's even in the techno world you don't hear, but he's got these amazing, like, you know, euphoric melodies on top of it. It's just something, it's so hard to describe, but the moment that I heard his tracks, I just knew, like, this is something that's different and great.
Awesome. You know, you do have the Schulz music group now, and you have such great guys behind it. How do you mentor them?
Well, you know what, it's, you know, I'm talking with them every day. You know, everybody at SMG, you know, we're chatting every day. It's kind of like we have a little circle, you know. Like Coma now is in Miami, and he's in the studio in Miami every day, and I go into the office every day, so I'm hanging out with him every day. You know, Mr. Pitt, he comes down all the time, and he's in the studio there, and it's just kind of, you know, it's just part of the family. It's like all of a sudden they're, you know, they're like in the office every day and hanging around, and you know, when I'm working on tracks, they're hanging out. So it's just kind of like this synergy between everybody. That's what's really amazing about you know, the kind of family atmosphere that we've created there. And the one thing that I'm really looking forward to is expanding the roster this year, because you know, I wanted to kind of get the vibe right before we expanded, and so now it's like I'm really looking forward to bringing some new blood into the scene as well.
Tell us about some of your goals for 2013, and then how do you plan on getting there?
Well, one of the goals, the biggest thing is I just want to have some fun this year. The last year was such a grind. The last 2 years have been really a grind, and that's what kind of I started this new project, the New World Punks project with Ferry Corsten, and that's why we did it, was just to have fun, because there's so much drama and politics and crazy shit that's going on in the scene. And we just want to have fun, and that's really what I want to do this year. I'm doing a bus tour through the United States, and the idea is just to go into some of these smaller cities that aren't able to experience shows like this, and bring a show to them, and just have a good time. Get in there with the fans, meet people, and just have fun this year.
Okay, last question for the night for all the unicorn slayers out there. What did you think when you first saw that tweet?
I just, it was just cool. It was just like, oh yeah, this is clever, boom, retweet. And then when I started seeing, it just take the momentum building, I was like, wow, this is really, people really, thought that was funny. And then when I started seeing the Unicorn Slayer t-shirts and everything, that's when I was like, wow, this is really, crazy. This is I have no control of it. It just happened, and I just kind of stood back and just kind of laughed and watched it all just explode. Yeah, now there's dead unicorns waiting for me in my dressing room.
Well, thanks again for taking the time for us. We
thanks for having me.
Set. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
Perfect.